All right, you've tuned in for your weekly peek behind the curtain of Antigo and Langlade County life, straight from the pages of the police and sheriff's blotters.
Yep. Forget the polite chit-chat.
Exactly. We're digging into the stuff that makes you raise an eyebrow, the odd, the dramatic, the undeniably local. We've waded through the reports so you don't have to, pinpointing those moments that make you lean in and whisper, "Did you hear about?"
And this week, it seems like rogue landscaping is a theme.
No kidding. And maybe our perch furniture is living a secret life.
Oh.
You ready to stir the local pot?
Let's dive in. It's from...
Seems their vehicle registration was playing hide and seek.
Yeah.
And speaking of late nights, officers were also checking businesses downtown.
Oh, yeah. Find anything.
Well, guess what? They found a back door, just open. Ajar on Fifth Ave.
Ooh, that's always a bit unsettling, isn't it?
Makes you wonder. And they even did a check on a lonely disabled vehicle over at North Elementary's parking lot.
Anything there.
Nah, all quiet on that front, thankfully.
Yeah.
Secure.
Well, those routine checks are so vital. That open back door on Fifth Ave, I mean, even if it was just an oversight,
Right.
That's exactly what keeps our community safer. It's the little details that matter.
Okay, buckle up. Because the landscaping in Antigo apparently decided to take on a life of its own this week.
Oh, the rocks. I saw that.
First, a boulder, and we're talking a substantial one, like 1.5 feet across,
Wow.
decided to relocate itself to the southbound lane of US 45, just south of Parkside LN.
1.5 feet,
Yeah.
just sitting in the road.
Yeah, and this was after an initial report of a road being blocked, no less. Then, later that same night, another hefty rock was found causing trouble at Fifth Ave and Superior St.
Okay, 2 rocks. That's starting to sound less like an accident.
Seriously, what's up with the rebellious rocks? Is someone building a very unusual barricade, maybe?
The appearance of not 1, but 2 large rocks in different spots within hours. It definitely sparks curiosity. Was this just unfortunate debris falling off a truck, or
Or something else?
something a bit more deliberate? It's the kind of detail that makes you wonder.
It really does.
Okay.
Moving on. The morning commute on Park St. took a decidedly feline detour.
A cat situation?
Yep. A local resident found themselves with an unexpected house guest, a trapped cat needing a ride to the shelter.
Ah, poor thing. Good, they called.
Seems our furry friends were keeping folks busy. Later in the week, a skunk decided to check into the Freiburger Ave Trap Hotel.
Oh boy, stunk in a trap is never fun.
Tell me about it. And someone else on Park St. needed help with another cat eviction.
Busy week for animal control, sounds like.
And can we even talk about the pit bull, who seems to consider the area around 4th Ave his personal playground?
Again? Oh, that dog. Yeah, that seems to be an ongoing thing, doesn't it?
Honestly, that dog's got more freedom than most of us.
Yeah.
Oh, and the absolute cuteness overload moment. A squadron of baby ducks waddling into the parking lot at Peace Lutheran Church.
Oh, baby ducks. Okay, that's adorable. You just have to smile at that. These animal-related calls, though, from strays to wildlife, they really illustrate the diverse roles our local services play.
Good point.
It's not just about law enforcement in the traditional sense, It's about community assistance in many forms.
Oh,
Although that recurring pit bull issue does highlight the ongoing challenges of responsible pet ownership.
absolutely. And speaking of keeping busy, traffic troubles were definitely making the rounds this week. Charlotte scene saw some lead-footed action.
Speeding.
Yeah, a Chevy Equinox driver admitted they were a tad late for work after someone called it in.
Oops. Busted.
Superior St. near Antigo. Yamaha had a taillight dimmer than, well, pretty dim.
Okay.
And over at 4th Ave and Superior St., it was a brake light playing peekaboo.
Always something with lights.
Expired registrations and other lighting issues kept our officers on the move all over town, even making a pit stop near Little Caesars.
Covering all the bases.
But things took a turn for the intriguing during one traffic stop. 4th Ave and Superior St. Again, this was May 6th. A passenger just refused to identify themselves.
Oh, really? Why would they do that?
Right. What's the story there? Makes you wonder.
Definitely raises a red flag. What were they trying to hide?
Exactly. And someone cruising around in a blue Civic on 10th Ave and Wilson St. on May 7th clearly wasn't having their best day.
What happened?
Slapped with a no insurance ticket and
Yeah.
DO warning for unregistered wheels.
Oof. Tough break. That's going to hurt the wallet.
No kidding. Okay, now let's get to the real head scratcher of the week.
Lay it on me.
The mystery of the disappearing ottoman and chair.
Wait, what?
Picture this.
Mm-hmm.
An enclosed porch on Door St., all secure. And yet, poof, An ottoman and a chair just vanish into the ether.
From an enclosed porch. How?
No forced entry, no witnesses, just gone. Did they sprout legs and wander off? Maybe staging a furniture rebellion?
That is truly peculiar. Without any sign of forced entry, it suggests either like an unlocked door or maybe someone who already had access.
Could be. Could be. And keep your eyes peeled, folks, because a friendly reminder in the form of a retail theft suspect's picture popped up on a business window on Fifth Ave.
Ah, the classic community policing tactic. Putting the face out there.
Someone's been naughty. Oh, and this one's just bizarre. Someone stumbled upon an entire case of phone chargers at 3rd Ave in Dorsaint.
A case, like a whole box.
Yeah. Did someone's spring cleaning go wildly electrically wrong? What do you even do with a found case of chargers?
That's almost comical in its randomness. You have to wonder about the journey those chargers took to end up there. So strange.
You really do. Then we had a little roadside drama unfold. East Superior Saint and Forest Ride, a couple on a motorcycle, looked like they were stranded. In a jam.
Oh, dear. Breakdown.
Looked like it, but then poof, gone, before officers could even offer assistance.
Huh. Vanished? Maybe they got it running again quick. Or a friend helped.
Maybe a good Samaritan swooped in. We'll never know their two-wheeled escape story. Then, speaking of bikes, a shiny white Honda Goldwing
Nice bike.
looked brand new, apparently, but got a little reality check. A warning for displaying false registration.
Ah, the paperwork pitfalls. Always make sure those new ride papers are legit. A good reminder.
Definitely. Okay, May 7th also brought us a report of a manhole cover deciding to take a solo stroll near the dog park on State Road 64.
A manhole cover. Just out.
Doing its own thing. You don't see that every day, literally.
That's more than just odd. That's a potential safety hazard, isn't it? Good thing someone reported it.
For sure. And a minor fender bender at First Ave and Superior Saint ended pretty routinely. Paperwork and a friendly traffic education pamphlet.
Always a good refresher, even for a minor bump. Those pamphlets can be surprisingly useful.
Now, let's venture out of Antigo proper and see what Langlade County was up to. The Rural Report.
All right, county news.
Early on May 7th, a semi-truck on Enterprise Lake Ride in Elko apparently had a little disagreement with a wire attached to someone's house.
Oh, no! Took down a wire.
Seems like it. The truck was last seen heading towards Antigo. You'd think they'd notice pulling a wire off a house.
Yikes. Wonder if they ever realized what happened. That can cause some real issues.
And speaking of Elko, we also had a report of an animal bite over on County RDK.
Bite. Okay, hope everyone involved is all right. Dog, wildlife, doesn't say.
Doesn't specify, just an animal bite.
The contrast between town and county incidents often highlights the different environments, right? A semi hitting a wire in a more rural setting. Different challenges.
True. Then, in the town of Summit, someone stumbled upon a rather unusual litter problem.
Not just bottles and cans, I take it.
Nope. A collection of nitrous oxide containers dumped on the side of County Ard B near Camp Susan Rudd.
Nitrous? Like whippets. Dumped on the roadside.
Yeah, definitely not the kind of roadside attraction you want to see.
No, that's concerning. Raises questions about potential misuse and, well, just careless dumping.
Property lines and neighborly relations seem to be a bit tense in the county this week, too.
Ah, the classic disputes.
Someone on 26 Ard in Antigo was apparently having a bit of a turf war with unauthorized four-wheeler riders on their property.
That's a common one. Trespassing ATVs. Annoying and potentially damaging.
And then a classic neighborly stat flared up on County RDF in Antigo, involving the age-old weapon of mass annoyance.
Let me guess. Leaves? Grass clippings?
Blowing yard debris across property lines. Bingo.
Oh, the joys of rural living sometimes. Those disputes, whether it's vehicles or yard waste, they really underscore the importance of communication and just respecting boundaries.
Yeah, try telling them that. Okay, now for some financial shenanigans.
Money troubles.
A resident on County Ard S in the town of Polar reported some suspicious activity on their credit card, unauthorized charges.
Always check those statements.
And someone who shelled out nearly $8,000 to a contractor from Wausau.
$8,000. Wow.
For unfinished work, has now filed a theft report.
Oh, that's rough. A contractor scam. Lesson learned. Always do your research. Vet those contractors.
Seriously.
Yeah.
And here's a real mind-bender. Someone in Illinois is apparently trying to sell a property on Bluebell Ward using someone else's identity.
Wait, trying to sell local property from Illinois? using a stolen identity.
That's what the report says. Talk about a cross-state scam attempt.
That is audacious. These financial reports are a stark reminder, aren't they? Fraud is everywhere. From card charges to major scams like that, vigilance is key.
It really is. Now, traffic stops weren't just an Antigo thing, not at all. County RDD in the town of Peck
What happened there?
saw a flurry of correction notices being handed out, plus some confiscated contraband, including suspected drugs.
Ah, so things got a bit more serious out in the county on that stop.
Seems so. And over on County RA and County RV in the town of Bryant, a two-vehicle collision actually shut down the intersection for a bit.
Oh, wow. Hope everyone involved is recovering okay. Accidents can happen anywhere.
Back to Elko for a moment. A boat motor decided to have an unscheduled combustion event out on West Shore, Dr.
A boat fire on the lake.
Yep. Thankfully, the fire was extinguished quickly, and everyone was towed back to dry land.
Phew. Close call on the water. Good to hear the fire was out and everyone was safe. Boat incidents can get dangerous fast.
Definitely. And still in Elko. On Flower LN, there was a report of someone who may have indulged a bit too much and was acting a little out of the ordinary.
Intoxicated person causing a disturbance.
Sounds like it. Acting strange, anyway.
Right. Officers often have to assess those situations carefully and make sure everyone's safe.
We also had a couple of instances of what you might call overly curious onlookers. Or just weird situations.
Like peeping Toms. Or just odd.
More just odd, I think. Suspicious activity was reported near Expression's dance studio on Center Saint. Turned out to be just an unoccupied, damaged vehicle sitting there.
Still a bit weird. Abandoned, maybe.
Maybe. And on Superior Saint, a car was spotted with its lights on in a lot for over an hour. Looked suspicious.
Yeah. What was it?
Turned out to be a very dedicated friend, just waiting for their workout buddy to finish up inside.
Huh. Okay, an innocent explanation. But you have to wonder what goes through people's minds sometimes, leaving lights on for an hour. Well, these reports of suspicious activity, they reflect the community's vigilance, right? People calling in things that seem amiss. Better safe than sorry.
True that. Sadly, we also had a few reports involving some unpleasant interactions. Harassment type stuff.
Oh.
One incident on Edison Saint involved threats being made even after the police had already been there.
That's not good. Escalating things.
No. And a caller on Rosedale Rod in the town of Peck reported a rather unwelcome and threatening visit from their brother.
Family disputes turning ugly. Yeah, those calls are tough. Reports of harassment and threats are concerning.
Definitely. And of course, no week is complete without the delightful chaos of false alarms and accidental 911 calls.
Ah, yes. The butt dials and sandwich emergencies.
You got it. We had everything from a misdial from Walmart's pharmacy to random hang-ups all over the county, including one, yes, from someone mid-sandwich construction making a hot ham and cheese. A culinary 911 call. Love it.
Oh, and let's not forget the enthusiastic pickleball player at J.C. Park whose joyful yells apparently triggered a 911 open line.
Joyful yells set off 911. That's some serious passion for pickleball. Wow. False alarms and accidental calls, though, while sometimes amusing later, they do eat up valuable time for dispatch and officer.
Absolutely. On a brighter note, we had some lost and found adventures with happy endings.
Oh, good. Tell me.
A black phone turned up at Castle Park. A black fleece wallet went on a little trip between State Road 64 and White Lake.
Oh, no. Did they find it?
But thankfully, it was found and returned to its owner.
Fantastic.
And a black doodle cute dog, I bet sporting a red collar, was found roaming around 4th Ave. Also returned home.
Ah, good. Always nice when pets get back home safe.
Oh, and an electric bike was left behind at Ace Hardware after a citizen assist situation. Hopefully it finds its owner, too. Those lost and found stories are heartwarming. Shows people looking out for each other, returning phones, helping pets. Good community stuff.
Yeah, it is. Sadly, domestic issues weren't entirely absent this week either.
Never are, unfortunately.
Incidents were reported on Langlade Rod and Merlin Rod in the town of Summit. Led to at least one arrest.
Right.
And a welfare check was requested for someone reportedly acting aggressively around their family.
Domestic disturbances are really serious, need a careful response. And welfare checks are crucial, too, for people potentially at risk.
Definitely sensitive situations.
Okay.
And finally, to wrap up our weekly rundown, two last bits of, well, bad luck for somebody.
Okay.
A trailer decided to make an unannounced departure from Polar Rod. Just gone. No forced entry mentioned.
Trailer just vanished. Like the porch furniture. What is going on?
Maybe they drove off together. Who knows? And someone on County Yard H in Antigo came home to a double whammy. Their mailbox was missing.
The missing mailbox, okay.
And there were ruts dug into their yard.
Ugh. Vandalism and theft. Not a great way to end the day. Just frustrating and violating.
Not the welcome wagon anyone wants, right?
Not at all.
Well, there you have it. The unfiltered, slightly spicy look at life in Antigo in Langlade County this past week.
From mysterious moving rocks to the curious case of the missing porch furniture.
It's clear our little corner of the world is never, ever short on the unexpected.
Keeps things interesting, doesn't it?
It does. We hope you've enjoyed your dose of local flavor without having to peek through your neighbor's blinds. So what does it all mean?
Well, maybe keep an eye on your landscaping.
Haha, maybe. Secure your outdoor furniture and definitely double-check that vehicle registration.
And what's truly fascinating is how these seemingly random events, when you look at them together, they offer this glimpse into the everyday rhythms and the occasional disruptions of life right here.
Yeah.
It highlights the constant activity of law enforcement and just the sheer range of issues that pop up day to day.
Which brings us to our moral of the week.
The takeaway.
Whether it's a rogue rock rolling down the road or a trailer taking an unscheduled vacation, always keep your finger on the pulse of your neighborhood. You never know what kind of story, big or small, weird or wonderful, might be unfolding just around the corner.
Good advice. Stay aware. Stay connected.
Now, what local tales will next week's blotters reveal? We'll be here to unpack it all.
And we hope you will be too.